Greetings, gentry of the void, one and all. I am CrimsonSlave, and I welcome you to my Insomnia files. Like it? That is my new intro, and I think I want to use that intro for everything going forward. Hi. Don't worry, this week will be, maybe it'll be short, I'm not 100% sure. I am continuing my endeavor to improve upon everything. And this is how I'm doing it. I am doing things. I'm using my first-person camera. I'm using my Apple Watch to do so, in the hopes that my video quality will be better, because I learned last week, I was looking back on other things and testing stuff out, that I need to replace the screen on my front-facing camera. And my front-facing camera, I learned, is really bad because it's really dirty and I need to get a new screen for it. But things fell through for this week, and I'll explain that in a second, which is why collectively nothing has come through. Because this week I plan to be the proud owner of Legends of D&D stamps, and I didn't get them because of how this weekend has been. But I'll get to that in a second too. This week has been wrought with good things and bad things. Well, not really, I mean good things. My mom back spasm. My mom back spasm. I don't know what the past tense of it is. My mom had a back spasm while she was doing something, and that kind of put her out of commission for a couple of days. And I had to look in on her to make sure that she was doing okay, because that was an interesting problem that she had to deal with that she didn't expect to deal with at the time. That was interesting to deal with. I streamed this week. I did a little bit of streaming, and the most interesting thing happened, I will admit, is this. I streamed my last session of Elden Ring DLC, and a guy, and someone, I don't know if it's a guy or not, it's a person whose summon was him, let me solo, beat promised, what's his name? Promised something. Promised Consort Radon, and then Promised Consort of Mikola. It was an insane fight. It was a hard fight, and I super hated it. Know that. I hated that fight. And it was the last thing that I could do in the game. I was just I don't know what to do, because I realized in the moment that when I came to this fight, that I knew in that moment I couldn't do anything else, because I didn't follow the storylines of the game, because in my playthrough, in being lost for where I needed to go, I broke 2 or 3 storylines. And so when I got to the last fight, before I got to this fight, I basically fought a person named Letta, and I didn't do anything with her in the game, and I just kind of broke all the storyline beats. So when I got to the last battle, I had no NPCs to fight with, and I semi-freaked out there for a second, and I remembered you can do summons in Elden Ring for other people, and I summoned people over and over, and everyone died. I did see one person who basically almost beat Radon himself, with me minimally helping, but I died, and that didn't work out. It was cool to see. But there was a person on Xbox who, I don't remember their name right now, but he told me it's fine with it. He beat level. I did nothing the whole fight. It literally was what he said. He was him. He is him. He was him. Nah, he win. He did. He quite literally beat the entire boss by himself. And because of that, I have to do so much editing for the last video, because I want to give time and space to explain the logic of this and the coolness of it. And the person was super nice, very humble, very chill. Apparently he's done that over 300 times and just happy to beat the last boss of the game. So that was super cool to do. That was, I don't know, like I'm smiling about it because like I'm so in shock that like I watched this person beat the entire boss, and like I threw myself at that boss a bunch of times, and then I got other people involved with summons, and they threw themselves at the boss, and it still didn't make a difference. And this one person was like his tag was him let me solo, and they did it. Like technically, I died once because the first time he died, then he messaged me was like, let me do it again. I'm like, yeah, and then we died because I didn't know that Radon would drop on me. But then we went through it one more time. The person, I'm assuming, I'm going to assume it's the guy. They ran me through how to do the summoning thing, the password for the summoning, and it allowed me to do everything. I just had to do one flash. I had to tank one hit, and then I ran away from the fight, and then continued to watch the person and took it out. And what made me so much happier about this was the person was like, I was like, hey, can I shout you out and something? Cause like I messaged the person back. I was like, I got this. He was like, yeah, sure. I was like, what do you mean? I'm like, I was streaming that. Like I was streaming the whole game. I'm streaming it for Spider, and like I was streaming the whole game. I was like, can I shout you out in it? And I told him that it happened. I gave him my Twitch information, and he watched it. And that was so cool because he was like, that's so cool. I never thought from that perspective. And then he sent me the build information for that fight, told me all the weapons he was using, and just gave me everything for that. So I have all the information. So I'm going to be so happy when I get the mic so I can get past that. But I think I actually might sit down and do the editing for the last video before I get there, because I think I'm just going to do chapters for everything. But that video I'm going to take some time in to write everything out and then like do stuff with it. So that's going to be something I'm looking forward to dealing with. Now, that was a good thing about my week. I forgot there are some good things. The rest of my week kind of was bad because my grandmother is in a mood and she's upset with other people that aren't me. But she's taking it out on me, and that didn't work out very well, and it led to an annoying time on Friday that just led to more and more problems. And one of the cool things about gastroparesis is that I can't deal with a lot of stress. Like I generally deal with stress okay, I think. But like large levels of stress and like how the logic of how this house works is not great. So I ended up being sick the last 2 days, which has not been good. But it's annoying because I have a bunch of medication now, like medication, and I would say for the past 2 weeks I've been okay. I have medication for my normal stuff. I have stronger meds that I can't technically take long term. I got an extra thing that's good for digestive health, and that's been interesting. I went to go get an ultrasound. That happened this week. I think this week's been weird and long, but I went to get an ultrasound. No, wait, that was last week. But like, I'm getting medical stuff figured out, and I'm worried about how that's going out. So like, this week has been all over the place, but it ended bad in things. But because of that, I had to make weird sacrifices for my mother and try to get some stuff figured out. So because of that, I now have I traded 2 things. I did not get anything I wanted to get because I wanted to buy an overlay. It was on sale by a Catholic person, and I should be able to get the overlay on Friday. Hopefully, that'll be cool. And I also didn't get my stamps, even though I got informed of my stamps when they were coming out, because of my grandmother's randomness, because I planned to get them Friday. So that also did not work out either. So that was all a bunch of bad things happened this week. I will admit the coolest thing about this week has been, more than anything else, has been that working out with Elden Ring. And I also started playing Liza P, and I did like 2 sessions. I've done 3 sessions of it. 2 shorter sessions and 1 longer session, but like I was able to like run through Lies of P. I remember basically a lot of the stuff with it, and I think that coming from Elden Ring has made it so much more fun. So that's the week as a whole. Next week, however, what's going to happen? Currently on my plate, I don't have anything until September, so 2 weeks from now, I have a bigger problem with that. But next week, I plan to get the stamps. I plan to get an overlay. I am trying my best to research the best way to stream more efficiently. I think that's it. Like, there's not a lot, like, honestly, there's not a lot going on with me at the moment. But I like to believe that overall that I'm doing my best to get things to work correctly. But between being sick and the problems that have been created with my family, it's been bad. I'm happy that my ear, that changing my industrial bars out seems to be the issue that allowed me to fix it, and I just am trying to get through the rest of my week. So, yeah, I don't know. I think that I'll try to do things better, and I'll try to keep allowing things to work, but I can't ever truly tell with how these things are going. But I can say this, despite all of the bad things this week, I've gotten a lot of music out of it. Mariana's Trench released the new album, so the new album's going to be called Haven. I, for some reason, decided to look into my music as I went through an annoying 4-hour with my grandmother on a bullshit run of a day to help my mother, and that didn't go well, but that led to a whole thing. But I got like a bunch of music out of that thing. Cat Company put out a new single called Body Talk. Mariana Trench put out a new song for the new album. Roland, Falling in Reverse, released. Johnny Craig put out a new song called Small Town Liar, single with someone, Oak Flame. And so I got a bunch of singles, and I was talking to Strider about something, and then he told me a little bit. I learned a little bit about Little Peep and the conspiracy behind his death. Interesting problems for sure, but it's been a weirdly bad week. But I think that overall it came back around. I now own Tiny Tina's Wonderlands digitally. So now I own technically all the Borderlands series digitally, which is interesting. It's just a lot to deal with overall. But that's everything for the week. Yeah, I hope that things work out for anyone else. Because my life and these Insomnia file updates are a mystery to me up until they are recorded. So there's that. Next week, I hope my week is better. I hope that my short-term disability gets figured out so I can get some more stuff in my life, because I need to go pre-order some more stuff, and I need to pick up something for my mother, and I need to get the car moved. So yeah, it's been a week, and I'm hoping that I can do better stuff with the week coming forward. But because I have time and everything, I have the ability to edit this, and I'm going to continue to find the best ways to get my lighting and my recording and my audio quality where it needs to be. Yeah. So until next week, more or less. Ciao.